It's 98.7 FM. Darren Rose hanging out here. Joining me in studio is Mr. Steve Aoki. How you doing, my man?
Good.
Good.
Back in LA.
You're in LA, yeah.
Oh yeah, it feels good.
What do you do when you're in LA? What's your kind of your first destination?
Food.
Yeah.
We got some food yesterday at one of my favorite restaurants, Cafe Gratitude. It's in Larchmont, like Hollywood area.
What about venues in LA when you're in town? Do you are there particular places you like to go see shows if you can?
Yeah, I mean, the one place I frequent the most is Dimmock Studios, which used to be called Cinespace.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I've been throwing a party there for 9 years every week. So my company Dimmock has been, and then we took over the club you know, about 2 years ago.
Do you have a wish list of artists that you kind of, in a perfect world, you could sit in a studio and work with?
Of course.
Who are some of those?
My ultimate dream is to do a song with Zack de la Rocha.
Oh, yeah.
He's my favorite vocalist that's alive. Definitely the most inspirational vocalist, you know. Working with him or Chester and Shinoda from Linkin Park. I know Mike really well, so
you like those strong power vocals, huh?
Yeah, you know, like inspirational. When you hear it, you're just like jamming in your car, you're jamming wherever you are, you know, like
it can't help. Those are the type of guys where it can't help but to change your mood.
Yeah,
like they're very emotional singers. Like
right.
Not just their emotion, but it evokes emotion in the listener.
Yeah, I mean, Linkin Park and Rage, as far as like the giants, I mean, they've kind of changed, you know, music in a way in their own style. So big fans of both those bands.
Talking with Steve Aoki, you have such a vast knowledge. You mentioned punk, you mentioned hip hop, you mentioned rock. I can imagine you have an appreciation for pretty much all genres of music. What was on the stereo when you were growing up as a kid? What did your maybe older brothers, sisters, or friends, or family kind of first introduce you to that got you started in music?
Well, the first mixtape that basically turned my life from just being a kid to becoming a lifestyle where music controlled everything I did was Gorilla Biscuits, Shelter, Youth of Today, Minor Threat, Fugazi.
But very punky.
Yeah, I mean, I was a hardcore kid. So
yeah.
Growing up in Newport Beach was that's like a breeding ground for hardcore music. So I grew up with I grew up as a straight edge hardcore kid, going to straight edge hardcore shows. And the bands I eventually evolved outside of the straight edge community, and my favorite bands were like Born Against, to His Heroes Gone, to Tragedy, more like hardcore, like not necessarily straight edge, but like hardcore screaming bands.
Yeah.
And then I eventually became, I actually formed my own hardcore bands. And then did hardcore shows in my living room. My whole life was based around punk and hardcore. And
this is up until, and then how did you make the transition into Steve Aoki, the DJ, the producer?
That transition, the bridge between that world and the DJ world was my label. Because I started my label when I was 19 in college, and then eventually moved to LA, started throwing parties in LA around the bands I was signing. But at that time, I was signing bands like I signed Block Party's first record. I signed The Kills' first record in 2002. I signed Pretty Girl's first record in 2001. So I was putting out indie, alternative kind of bands.
Right.
And then I was throwing indie hipster parties in 2003 where like as Nick Zinner would come and DJ, or Carlos from Interpol, or all the Killers would come and DJ at a Dimmock party.
Yeah.
And that's what you would go when you go to Dimmock party. You would see like all like the Shins like hanging out. Like it was a very indie vibe. And when I was playing like indie and hip hop as a DJ. Like I was more of a selector
right
in the beginning, you know. And then eventually over time, because like during that period of time, the rave scene and the dance EDM scene was happening, but I had no idea about that world. Like I didn't know who Tiesto was. I didn't know who the big DJs were back then. And eventually I evolved into, you know, what is called EDM.
Yeah.
Over time, you know, through electro.
I mean, essentially, a DJ in the electric dance music, EDM, is a producer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to see that person play because they produce the tracks.
Yeah.
You know. And so, like, you know, just like you go see Rihanna because she's singing the songs.
Exactly.
You know, you're not going to go see like someone else singing Rihanna songs and go see them do that, but you go see Rihanna. So it's the same thing with DJs. Like you go because you're like, oh, I love like those 3 songs that I play all the time, and I want to watch them perform it and experience it for myself, and hear the song with this crazy sound system with all my friends. That's essentially what I think why kids come to my shows. Mm-hmm. When they come to my shows, they're like, oh yeah, like when I play a certain song, it's like the whole room lights up. Yeah. So I'm playing almost entirely all my own music because I feel like I'm doing a disservice if I don't play that song that there's a couple kids out there that are just like, that's a song that like got me out of when I broke up with my girlfriend. Yeah. It's like when I remember when I broke up with my girlfriend in high school, there's only certain things that can make you feel good. For sure. And music is one of them. Like when your favorite band you play, you're like, yes, like I could, like keep going on. I don't need to worry about this stupid girl.
Throw on some Rage.
Yeah. You throw it on, you're just like moshing in your room, and then you can't wait. Like you wait like 2 months to go see him. I remember when I saw Rage, I got the ticket and I was just like, oh man. I went there and I was like up front singing every lyric, like staring at Zack and the whole band, I'm the same fan that I see in the crowd. When I see those kids singing along and like giving it their all, like I see myself because essentially I'm a fan. I'm always going to be a fan. Yeah.
Well, speaking of a fan of music and crowds and kids dancing, you're part of the Sunset Strip Music Festival this year.
Oh yeah.
What are your experiences with the SSMF or even the Sunset Strip in general?
Well, let's just say this. I turned down playing a full-blown all-DJ dance festival that I know would be insane somewhere else to play this one. And I had to play this one. Mm-hmm. First of all, this is my hometown. I love LA, my favorite city in the whole world. And this festival in particular, like I love playing rock festivals. Mm-hmm. And the lineup is insane.
Yeah. Bad Religion,
Bad Religion. Like, first of all, Bad Religion, I grew up listening to No Control. Yeah. It's my favorite album. I can sing every lyric on every song. Like, just love them. And Offspring. These are the bands I grew up with,
Marilyn Manson.
Manson.
He's probably one of the best performers on the rock side I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable
I
live show.
love Marilyn Manson. Like, the lineup is so good. So when I heard the lineup,
and I mean, just going off of everything we've said leading up to this conversation, that's going to be an insane thing to see. Is Steve Aoki, what you do on the Sunset Strip? I mean, I can't even imagine what that's going to be like with 10,000 kids, on Sunset Boulevard.
Right. Yeah. And playing to like a rock audience too. So, I love being able to diversify and, play to, my fans, my dance fans, EDM fans, but also like, I have a lot of heart in the rock world and I want to play to the rock kids and see if they can vibe with, my set and vibe with my music.
Do you have a memory of maybe the first time you played the Strip or a show you saw on the Strip?
First experience? You know what? I played a lot at the Roxy, and like I've definitely played on the Strip. Like it's like you kind of like need to play there to rite of passage for LA. Yeah, there's too much history there. Way too much history there. So, and obviously like the glam hair metal days to now, it's like you have all kinds of artists breaking.
Do you remember the first show you saw on the Strip?
First show I saw on the Strip, it's probably at like the Whiskey or something. I can't remember. That's a good question though. Yeah. I'm gonna have to like jog my memory and figure it out.
What about the first time? I mean, what about first time play? You said you played the Roxy quite a bit, but have you played most of the venues there?
Yeah. I mean, I think I've mainly played the Roxy. Yeah. I went to the Key Club a few times, seen some shows there. Tar Teenage Right played there. I've had a bunch of Dimmock artists on my label play at the Roxy.
Yeah, well, we can't wait. August 18th, Sunset Strip Music Festival. Steve Aoki, thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out, chatting.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, man.